Friend, good to see you again. This is Miss Katherine Liu. Thank you, support Christian's ministry, gospel music ministry, and biblical precept preaching teaching online. Today we will discover an interesting topic, double portion. My friend, do you think the Jewish law in the Old Testament is applicable in your family life? Because according to the Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 17, it shows that the firstborn receives a double portion of his father's inheritance, because the firstborn is the sign of a father's strength. Are you faithful servant to receive a double portion? As Elisha received the double portion of Elijah's spirit, let us discover the Elisha, how he received the double portion of blessing from Elijah. If you have a Bible, turn to the 2Kings chapter 2. That time, Elijah, when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in the whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. Elisha 3 times talked to the Elisha. Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel. But Elijah said also repeatedly 3 times, as surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, I will not leave you. So they went down to Bethel. The company of the prophets at Bethel came out to Elisha and asked, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" "Yes, I know," Elisha replied, "but do not speak of it." Then Elisha said to him, "Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Jericho." The Lord sent Elijah to the Jericho, so he commanded Elisha, "Stay here." But Elisha replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, I will not leave you." So they went to Jericho together again. This is 2nd time. The company of the prophets at Jericho went up to Elisha and asked him, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" "Yes, I know," he replied, "but do not speak of it." Then Elisha said to him, "Stay here. The Lord has sent me to the Jordan." Again, this is 3rd time the Lord speak to the Elisha. Elijah need to go to the Jordan, so he commanded Elisha, "Stay here." 3rd times. But the Elisha faithfully followed his master Elijah. "As surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, I will not leave you." So the 2 of them walked on. 50 men of the company of the prophets went and stood at distance and facing the place where Elijah and Elisha had stopped at the Jordan. Elijah took his cloak, rolling it up, and struck the water with it. The water divided to the right and to the left, and the 2 of them crossed over on dry ground. When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken from you?" "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit," Elijah replied. "Oh, you have asked a difficult things," Elisha said. "Yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours, otherwise not." Elisha asked the double portion of Elijah's spirit, wanted to be the inheritance of Elijah's double portion spirit. Let us see Elisha receive it or not. As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and hoses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and the horsemen of Israel." And Elisha saw him no more. So did Elijah receive the double portion spirit of Elijah? Yes, he did. And the company of the prophets from Jericho, who were watching, say, "The spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha." And they went to meet him and to bow to the ground before him. "Look," they said, "we, your servant, have 50 able men. Let them go and look for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley." And they sent 50 men, who searched for 3 days, but did not find him. From there Elisha went up to the Bethel. He was walking along the road. Some youths came out from the town and jeered at him. Go on up, your bullhead." They said, "Go on up, your bullhead." He turned around and looked at them and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the wood and mounted 42 of the youths. For what the implication in this chapter? First, are you faithful servant and worth it to receive a double portion of a blessing? Double portion blessing of the Lord. The double portion blessing of the Lord is given to the faithful servant. Elijah received the double portion blessing because he is faithful, follow his master, and never leave nor forsake. 3 times reputation statement. As surely as the Lord live and as you live, I will not leave you. I will not leave you. 3 times repeatedly state, I will not leave you. So being the follow, you're required faithful to your master, so that you may receive the double portion of a blessing, not the cursing. And what the result of cursing? And to the end of this chapter, it revealed there's youth group, 42 of the youths, despise the prophet Elisha, teasing, laughter, despise Elisha, teasing him, go on up, bullhead, go on up, bullhead. So if you are youth, you have to respect the older one, elder one, and prophets. Whatever in your school, instructor, teacher, your parents, or your leader, you should pay much respect to them. And do not despise on them or teasing them. Like this, the scenario of Elisha, he become a prophet after Elijah and received the double portion spirit of Elijah. However, he gave no respect from the youth, and the youth even teasing him. Go on up, bowhead, even call him bowhead. And this youth was be cursed by the prophet Elisha, because Elisha called a curse on them in the name of the Lord. And then the two bears came up and tear them up. This is amazing and historical event. It's worthy to apply in your church life or family life or school setting, that the youth and younger one shows respect. If your niece and nephew shows respect to your older sibling and your family relative, shows respect those who have prophesied capability. Be careful when you despise on them or spy on them or teasing them. They may call a curse down upon you. This is the historical event in the 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23 to 25. Is awaken this generation, a youth group, a young generation, be humble, and learn from the older one, and be faithful to follow your master. Elisha was being faithful to follow Elijah. So that's why he received the double portion blessing from Elijah. Are you worth it to receive a double portion blessing of the Lord? Are you a faithful servant as Elisha? And are you Elijah? Elijah have amazing gift, prophet's gift. Are you willing to pass down to the next generation? This is a wonderful chapter, allowed us repeatedly read again and again, and humble our young generation, respect and honor, and be faithful. And you will receive a double portion of blessing. Amen.